Hey there, my name is Kelly Dale with Off the Beaded Path. Today, I want to show you a pair of earrings that are going to be very reminiscent of the beaded toggle that I showed you a few months ago on a Must Know Monday. I was in a department store last week and I seen a pair of earrings similar to these, and I thought, I can make me a pair of those, definitely. So to make these earrings, you're going to need about 1 gram of a size 15 seed bead, 1 gram of a size 11 seed bead. Now this is a regular 11. You're going to need 3 grams of a size 11 Delica bead, about 20 inches of cable chain. Now I'm using a 2.2 millimeter chain, which is a very thin chain. You can use whatever kind of chain you want, but this is what I've just found works best. You're going to need 14 7mm 20 gauge jump rings. Now we have these, if you purchase a kit, they're in the kit, and we have extras on our website, offthebeadedpathbeadstore.com. You're also going to need 2 yards of either a 6-pound fire line, or I'm going to be using the 1G thread, and then 1 size 12 needle. So go ahead and get your materials together, and we're going to start with a 1 needle on 1 yard of our thread. The first thing I would do is I would start by cutting your chain. Basically, what you're going to need is you're going to need 2 pieces of links that are 24 links long. You're going to need 4 that are 20 links, 4 that are 16 links, and 4 that are 11 links. So for each earring, you'll have 1 24, 2 20s, 2 16s, and 2 11s. And when you lay them out, this is what they look like. So you have your longest in the center, which is your 24. The one on either side of it is 20 links. The one on either side of that is 16, and the one on either side of that is 11. So I've already got my pieces cut and laid out exactly how I'm going to need them. Now once you do that, then you're ready to actually start stitching your piece. So to do that, I already have my beads laid out that I'm going to be using. I'm using my size 15 here. I'm doing 3 different colors. Let me show you the earring that we're going to do. This is the earring, and as you can see, it uses the circular toggle piece, but then you have the bead or the chain that gives it the embellishment effects to it. So for this one, I've actually used all the same colors. I've used the nickel in the 15, the Delica, and the regular 11, so you get that solid color. So that you can see my color difference today, I've used 3 different colors. And when they're actually stitched up, this is what it will look like, actually all stitched up. This is, the 15 is a transparent rainbow topaz. The 11 Delica is a silver line smoked topaz. And then my regular 11 is the galvanized rose gold. So that's what I'm going to be using today. Literally, for all 3, you're going to need less than a capful for the set of earrings of each one of these. So again, to get started, I have my needle threaded. Now, on the original toggle ring, you needed 42 of your 15s to start out. On this one, you're going to be starting out with 32 15-0s. Okay, so the toggle had 42. This earring's only going to have 32. So that's the first thing you'll want to do, is you'll want to take and thread on 32 of your 15s, and then you will want to recount them and make sure you have 32. So I have threaded on my 32 15s, and I've double counted them. So now I'm actually going to take these beads and tie them into a circle. Some things and people tell you to go ahead and go back through all the beads again before you tie it. The only problem is I found that if I do that, I have a little bit of trouble with this project if I do it that way. So I just put a couple of knots in here, and in the toggle pattern I said to go through 115 next to the knot. Now you can do that or not, it's completely up to you. I'm going to go ahead and do that. So you go through 115 right next to the knot. Now, one thing I found that really helped me with this project is I'm actually going to put this on a Sharpie ink pen. And this helps me to keep it consistent, the tightness and all that consistent, and makes it a little bit easier to hold on to. So you're going to be working a round of Peyote Stitch. So I'm picking up 115. I am coming out of a 15, skipping a 15, and then going through a 15. And when you pull that, it should lay just like that. You're going to pick up a 15, skip a 15, and go through the next 15. And you're going to do this all the way around, threading on 115, skipping a 15, and then going through the next 15. You're just building these little building blocks of our base. I've gone all the way around, and I just have my one bead left to put in. Now I've gone ahead and cut off my tail. The little tail was right there, so I've gone ahead and cut that off so that'll get out of my way. So I'm going to pick up a 15. I'm going to skip a 15 and then go through the next 15. This next 15 is the last one from our round, so to step up, I'm going to go ahead and go through that bead, and then I'm going to step up by going through the first bead that I added on this round. And now you're ready for the second round. The second round is going to be using our size 11 Delicas. So you'll pick up one Delica, and then you'll go through the next 15 that's sticking up, and you'll let that one pop into place. And then a 15, or I'm sorry, a Delica, and go through the next 15 sticking up. And you're going to do this around this whole side, just picking up a Delica, and then going through the next 15 that's now, once you get all the way to the end, you're going to be picking up your last Delica and going through the 15, that last 15 for your row. Don't go through the Delica, just the 15. And pull that on through. Now you want to stitch the other side to do the same thing there. So I'm just going to go through the next two 15s at a diagonal so I can come out of one of the 15s that are sticking up. And then we're going to go around on this side, picking up one Delica, and then going through the next 15 that's sticking up. And you'll go all the way around, adding your Delicas. So I've gone all the way around both sides, putting in my Delicas. And I've stepped up through the first 11 Delica I've added on this round. Now you're going to do one more round of 11 Delicas on this side. So you're just going to pick up a Delica and go through the next Delica sticking up. And you'll want to do that. You'll want to do that all the way around. And at this point you can take it off of your pen or whatever you might have had it on. But you'll just continue just picking up a Delica and going through the next Delica. All the way around, putting in my Delicas, and I'm adding in my last one now. So once you add that last one in, you're going through that lower Delica, which is going to be the last Delica you added in the previous round. And then we need to stitch through to come through the other side. So for this, you're going to have to go through your 15s. And I go through these at a diagonal. So I just pick the very next 15. And then you're going to be going through, I've got 3 15s and then the 11 Delica that I'm going through at my diagonal. Now I'm going to pull that on through. And then I'm going to pick up one Delica and go through the next Delica sticking up. And I'm going to add in my Delicas all the way around on this side. So at this point, both sides will be identical. Okay, so just keep going and adding in those Delicas on the second side. So once you've gone all the way around, then you'll step up through the first Delica that you added so that both sides are identical. You got one more round you have to go through, and you're going to do it on the same side. And you're going to be picking up a regular 11 and going right through the next Delica. And you're going to do this all the way around on this side. We're going to be using these 11s to zip up the piece. So you'll just go all the way around, adding your 11, and then step up through the first 11 that you added in the round. Once you've added all your 11s and you've stepped up, you're now ready to zip the piece together. So you can kind of close it up a little bit like this as you're working to get started. So I'm coming out of the 11 here on the left. I'm going to go through the 11 sticking up over here on the right. Now this is my Delica. And pull. Go through the regular 11 on the left. Pull. Go through the Delica on the right. So you're going to do a zigzag just going through the regular 11 on the left and then the Delica on the right all the way around. And you can do that, go through 2 beads at a time if you want to. It's completely up to you. That's kind of like how I like to do it. Just go through my Delica and then go through that next 11. You just want to make sure that you don't get any of your threads caught up. And as you can see, what you've got done so far is a zipping together so that you can't see where you started and where you ended. Once you've gone all the way around, this is what your piece will look like. And you've got 2 more small steps and then you'll be done. So I'm coming out of a regular 11. I'm going to pick up one 11 and come right through the next 11. Now if you want to, you can go all the way back around through your zip to reinforce this again, but I don't actually do that. You want to come out of this bead that you just added. So I'm actually going to work back this way. So I'm coming out of my 11s. I'm going to go through the 11 Delica right below it and then through the next Delica. So I'm going through 2 kind of at a diagonal here so that my thread does not show. And then I'm going through the Delica at a diagonal right below that one I'm coming out of. So then that way, now I can turn around and come through the 11 and then the 11 sticking up. So it's pretty easy just to do your little turnaround there. But like I said, if you want to, you can go all the way back around to reinforce. I'm going to pick up 6 15s. And then once I get those 6 15s picked up, I'm going to come right back through the same bead I'm coming out of so that it makes a circle. And then I'm going to reinforce that circle a few times and then tie this thread off. So I now have my finished ring. And I'm going to be using my jump rings and my chain at this point. The reason I chose the 7mm jump ring is it fits the circumference of this perfectly. Now when you open your jump rings, when you twist them apart a pretty good width because you're going to have to put it around here. I'm going to be using my longest piece of chain first. I'm going to thread that piece of chain on. I'm going to thread on the ring and then I'm going to close the jump ring. And I'm going to continue doing that just like I showed you a minute ago. This is the longest. On each side, I'm going to put one with 20, one on 16, and one on 11. So once you have all of your chain added to your circle, then all that's left to do is to open your ear hook, attach it to the top ring that you've made, and then close the ear hook. And you will have a brand new embellished ring earring. So again, this is the complete set that I showed you today. And then here is the solid silver set that I've done. So you have lots of color options with these. They're a lot of fun and you get a lot of movement with these earrings. So I hope you enjoyed this new video and this new project. You can find kits available for a limited time at offthebeadedpathbeadstore.com, as well as all materials needed for this project. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thanks for watching and we'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.